Hello everybody, my name is Histor and welcome to this first top 10 here on the channel. What I'm gonna do in this is go over my favorite top 10 MMORPG games that you can play online. I'm gonna rate them in a kind of score that I came up with myself called Tricero Scores. They will be given a score from 1 out of 5 to 5 out of 5. Well, 1 out of 5 is the worst and 5 out of 5 is the best. Also, I'm gonna go into each of these games and mention what I think is pros and cons for each of them. And sorry you guys, there will be some overlaps with some of the games. It can be helped. Yeah, I might mess up the timing with when I have to go from one game to another, but I will try to explain why I do these single games and what I like about them and why I give them the score that I have. So we have 10 games. We have Ark Survival Evolved, Conan Exiles, Path of Exiles, Elder Scrolls Online, Neverwinter, WoW, which is World of Warcraft, Sea of Thieves, Champions Online, Star Wars The Old Republic, and Star Trek Online. And that is really these games that I want to take on this top 10. Now I also play some Minecraft, as you know, and of course I like that, and you can call it an MMORPG. However, I would more call it an MMORPG survival game. Anyways, if you want to see that featured in an episode like this and another top 10, don't worry, it will. I just didn't think it fitted in with these games. That's why it's not on this list. But I really love that game and it will be featured on a top 10. Now about these games here. Why did I choose those? I chose them because it's games I have played before, games I either like the concept of and kind of got disappointed in, or well, didn't get disappointed in, or it's game that I played previously and stopped because I ran dead into them, and that is something that can happen with any game. So guys, when you play a game, if you start feeling tired of it, go play something else so you don't run dead in a game. Also, I will later, let's get onto this series. First off, we have Ark Survival Evolved. Now, Ark Survival Evolved, I like it has free choice. That's a pro for me. And another pro for me is that, well, it has dinos and stuff. Ever since I was a kid, I always loved dinosaurs. So, yeah. I really love that. Bad thing is underleveling. You run into dinos and other creatures that are so high level for you to even handle, and you end up getting killed a lot. Then there's the server choice. It's really shitty because there's a high chance that you're gonna end up on a server with other players where they already built massive bases and spawn, so you have to find a way to die so you can spawn in another area where you're probably gonna have the same problem, or you might be lucky not to being in someone's space. But it also limits you to where you can build your bases because you need water, you need fibers, you need trees, you need berries, you need a lot of items, and people just making these massive bases ruin the chances for others to do the same, building a base. So the developers behind Ark should really go in and make it forced so that people can't have more than a single sized base. Now if people are then in a clan or guild or whatever you want to call it, they can go over that first base. They can't even build a new base. They got a base, so sorry, you have to pull down your old base to build a new base. That would be a better, and for me to see, good way to do it. Then there's the progression. There's so much you need to learn, but you can't learn it. You're sitting there having these thousands of things you need to learn and want to learn, but you're limited. And that also limits you to your choice of dinos, mammals, of ancient times, dragons, and so on, and other mythical creatures. I would give it a 1 out of 5 Treasure Skulls. Now, Conan Exiles. Conan Exiles, like Ark Survival, has this severe server choice lag. And I really hate that. But the game in itself is very good. And I really loved it when I played it, and I still love it. However, I haven't found time to play it again, so yeah. Then there's the story arc in it. I love the story arc. You don't necessarily have to follow the story arc, you got free will, so you can do pretty much what you want. And I like how it's true to the universe of Conan the Barbarian. A thing I don't like is that there's so many different cultures in Conan the Barbarian, his universe, that aren't featured in the game. You just sit there being forced to choose, I believe it's between 6 or 8. I believe it's only 6. It could be that has been added more or removed some, I don't know, since I last played. But I know that there's at least 6. And I feel kinda sad that you're forced to use these only. Yeah. In total, I would give this game a 3 out of 5 Treasure Skulls, and I would do that because of the gameplay, mechanics, graphics, and generally just it makes you feel like you are in Conan his universe. It's a great game, and you can play alongside others building a base for us, or you can build your own. However, like in Ark Survival Evolved, they also tend to be that people build where you spawn, and not only do they do that, they have a tendency to also build huge bases. That means you can't get anything done, or you're being forced to build in an area where you're too low level to actually be, or you're too high level to be. But you need water, food, wood, metal, rocks, all that you're gonna need, and you can actually progress way better than you can in Ark. And that's why Ark has such a low score, because of that. But Conan is a middle tier game for me. It has potentials, as did Ark, to actually become more, and I really think a good way to make it become more would be to bring in more cultures. And the next game here, Path of Exile. Well, it's a nice game. You can play along with your friends, and well, you have a nice story arc. Only problem with the story arc is that your free will is limited. You can't just say, oh well, I don't want to do the story arc right now. No, you have to. But I don't. You have no choice. But the story arc in itself is a great story. Then I think it's very great that it's free to play. That's right, it's completely free and you don't have to pay a single dime. However, you can of course pay to get better items and such. But guys, don't do that. If you do that, that means you don't enjoy the game for what it offers and has in general, and can come. Also, I like it that it has all these classes and race choices that you can choose from. There's of course room for more races, room for more classes if they want to, but it's fine how it is. Then I think it's a bad thing because it tries to mimic other games. It really tries to mimic games like RuneScape and Neverwinter, which I will come into later. Also, it's just sad that it does that. Because of these reasons, I will give it a score of 2 out of 5 Trasero Skulls. The game has a lot of potentials, and if you want to play with others but don't want to be pestered by others strangers you don't know about, hey, you want to go out on this quest here together? Well, don't worry. You can just play with your friends or you can play alone. It doesn't matter. Point is, you are free from those pests. There will probably also be some people who want to PvP, and I call those people PvP heads because that's all they want to do, PvP. And they're just annoying. That either you ignore them or you're dumb enough to go along with their pestering. Then we have Elder Scrolls Online. I really loved the Elder Scrolls universe, and it hurt me so much when I played this game. Because story arc... Come on, Bethesda, you had so much to work with here. You could have done so much with this whole Civil War of Cyrodiil thing, yet you decide to say, oh, well, let's have one story arc, people have to follow. Oh no, now they have to go into a second and then into a third and then back to the first one. Yeah, it gets confusing and you never get to finish a story arc before you're thrown into a new one. Then, again, it also tries to mimic other games. This in specific is World of Warcraft. It actually tries to mimic with how it is. It just tries to put it into the Elder Scrolls universe. But I do like that it's true to the Elder Scrolls universe in some extent. Of course, the whole story arc thing makes so that it isn't, but otherwise it is. I love the races and class choices you have, and you really have the possibility to build something unique here when you're making a hero. But for a score, I will only give Elder Scrolls Online 2 out of 5 Trasero Skulls. It's not even a middle tier game for me. It had a lot of potentials, but come on. It was ruined by what they tried to accomplish without being able to. They focused on the wrong things, and if you want to progress, if you want more, you have to buy DLCs, you have to spend more money than necessary, where in general you could have just played this game and made it so much better. If it was an open world, people can go around, they don't have to buy DLCs. Of course, DLCs for open worlds is a thing and it's fine, but you could have put it in so that, well, you have a chance to buy those DLCs and go to areas that normally isn't available. However, how Bethesda set this up is that, well, you have to go through an area that's not available to you in general because you don't have the DLC, but you have to go through it anyway. That means you're being blocked in your way to actually complete the game and enjoy it fully. That's why I get that low score for me. There's a lot of potential, but they don't go all the way through with it. Yeah, that's all I've actually pretty much have to say about Elder Scrolls. Again, I love this. I played all the games of the Elder Scrolls series, and I really look forward to when the new one comes out, Elder Scrolls 6. It's gonna be a great game, and I can't wait to get my hands on it and try it out. I might even make a series with that one, we'll see, but I love that game. I love the whole genre, I love the whole universe. It's so interesting. Then we have Neverwinter. Well, Neverwinter, I really like it. The whole Dungeons and Dragons theme kind of world, I love it. The story arc in it is great. The class and race choices in it is also phenomenal. I can't say this enough. However, it's being pulled under by PvP heads, always challenging you to freaking PvP battles that you don't want to indulge in. Also, there's too much underlevel progress. You've been forced to go to areas where you're not ready level-wise, so you have to spend time in an area where you pretty much doesn't get enough XP to go higher in level, and that kind of ruins it. Then there's too little diversity. It's just go over there, save that town, go over there, fix this wall, go over there, kill these monsters. Really? You could have done so much more. There's so much in this universe, and you decide to focus on those 3 things. Really? 3 things? There's huge opportunities missed here. But apart from all this, there is a free choice of what you want to do. Do you want to follow the story? Do you want to do your own thing? You can do it. And because of this, I give this a 3 out of 5 Tricera Skull score. It's a great game, and if you really want to go into the whole MMORPG right from the get-go, I would suggest playing Neverwinter as your first game. You get a great experience with these kind of games, and it's free to play. Now, World of Warcraft. Well, World of Warcraft was actually the first real MMORPG that I played, and I really loved it. It has done a lot of things over the years, and it still applies a lot of new things. I love it has free will, a lot of different races and class choice, mounts, all the gear you can get. Of course, there's some pay to win and so on, but hey, you don't have to do that because you can actually get all those good gear by going onto the auction houses in the game, buying it from other players, by earning a lot of gold in game, so that's not a problem. Then you really need more abilities. Each class have too few abilities in my opinion, but in general the abilities is great, but you also run into the problem with over leveling. Way too easy. All of a sudden you're way too high level for the area you're in, and you should have been moving on to the next level area where you have a high chance of getting a real challenge. Yeah. And you're also gonna have a problem with PvP hits in this game, and they don't take no for an answer. And then you have the morons, sorry for using words like these, but you have people like that just go to the starting area of the other faction, killing new players just for the fun of it. Guys, that is not a fun thing to do. Not at all. It's annoying. You ruin the game for others and potential new players. And yeah, Blizzard, if you notice people doing that on your servers, kick them out for good, because you will make it a great time for new players. All in all, World of Warcraft has a lot of potentials. It can still evolve, and it still does. And because of this, I will give it a 4 or 5 Tricera Skulls. Now, Sea of Thieves. You've probably seen some of my videos on this game, and I really love it. I play it a lot, and I really like the customizations in it, the free will, and how it's ever expanding. Again, you have the PvP heads on what they're calling this game Reapers, because as a faction you can play for. You don't join them, but you can play for them to earn money. And people who love PvP can do that, but if you really love PvP and want to play in Sea of Thieves, just go into the arena. Really, you can get all your PvP needs fulfilled in there. Now, however, I think it's a bad thing with the limited options in this game. When it comes to limited options, it's where you can go, how much you can explore. It's staged to be a open world. Well, if it's an open world, that means you can go way further than you can, and you can't. I do have a feeling that the way it's progressing and ever expanding and more things come to it, that at some point we will be able to go to, for instance, a frozen area or a new tropical area or even to giant cities to raid those. So I really look forward to seeing this, how it all evolves, and I love playing it, and I will keep up doing videos on it. For score, I would give Sea of Thieves a 4 out of 5 Tricera skulls. It's a great game, I love it, and I really love the concept all in all, and they really captured the whole pirate theme. I think it was a good idea that Disney decided to say, well, we want to make our own pirate game, but wait, see, Rare Games already made one, so let's make a cooperation and have Pirates of the Caribbean being incorporated into Sea of Thieves. It was a great idea, and you didn't end up having two identical games. You ended up having one game that takes every pirate game out there and pull everything from those into itself and creating its own thing. It's a great game, and I love it, and I can really see it's progressing into something new and even better. And I could keep on talking about Sea of Thieves and how it's a good game and everything, but for me, the score should really say everything. 4 out of 5 Tricera skulls. It's pretty much one of the greatest games I ever played. I really love playing it, and I will keep playing it, and I look forward to seeing where it goes in the future. Yeah, I really do. Now, there's some backs and downsides to it, of course. There's to every game. They have server problems. No matter how good your connection is, you will experience lag. And that's a Microsoft their shoulders, because they chose the cheapest provider of servers they could find. Microsoft, you messed up, my friend. Luckily they didn't do that with Mojang's Minecraft, because Mojang still has the servers there. Now, the next game, Champions Online. This is a superhero cartoon-esque MMORPG. You make your own heroes, you can make your own team of heroes. You have a free-to-play game here, and I really love that. It's completely free. You have full free customization, except when it comes to powers, and of course there's some things you can't customize unless you use money to get those, or you can farm other things in the game to get those kind of money, or you can play one of the other games that I will mention later, because it's the same system that runs them. It's Ark, not the game Ark Survival, but the Ark game site, like that's like Steam and such, but called Ark, ARC. Now, there's a limited story arc, and that brings it down. And there's really is too much pay to win in this game. And of course you're gonna run into PvP ads, but people in this game actually accept that if you don't want PvP, okay, fine. You don't want to, that's fine. I'll ask someone else. That's fine. So in this game, people actually know how to do it. It could have used that you could make your own villains, play as them, but you get to make a nemesis for your hero, and that's fine. But at some point, you have 5 nemesis, and you can play any more. You can create any more, but you're allowed to battle your first nemesis again, and that's it. Story arc done. But someone is freeing your nemesis from jail after you put them there. I would give it a 3 out of 5 Tricera skulls. Star Wars: The Old Republic. Oh, I love this game. So great. It's true to the universe. I would have loved if there was more factions, like you could join the Hut cartels or other. But it's fine that you have only the Empire and the Republic. I'm okay with that because of all the different classes and race choices you have. Again, race choices is also a little bit limited unless you want to use money on it to be able to unlock it. That's the only sad thing here, but I can live with that, it's fine, and the game is actually free to play. You can also buy a 1 month subscription and a 2 month subscription, or just subscribe for it for a limited time until you don't want to subscribe anymore. That will give you enough in-game currency to actually buy the different races that you want. I love also that it's ever expanding, it's always adding something new to it, and it's free to play. It has so much potential and it really shows it off, and it can really become so much more. Now, other people already made videos on this game, and I applaud you to, if you don't understand Danish, go watch those videos that are in English, but if you do understand Danish, go over to my friend Star Wars på dansk, or as it will be in English, Star Wars in Danish. He talks Danish only, and he really goes into details about this game, and I love it. Now, for score, I would give Star Wars The Old Republic a 5 out of 5 Triceratops skulls. That's how much I love this. You have guilds, you have Siths, you have Jedis, you have troopers, you have smugglers. You could be Han Solo, you could be Luke Skywalker, anything. Here's another one of my favorite, and the last one on this list. Star Trek Online. This game, I really love the Star Trek universe. Really, I do. I know some people say, well, Star Trek is better than Star Wars, and some say Star Wars is better than Star Trek. Well, to each their opinion. I love both of the universe, but I will have to say I'm probably what you would call a Trekkie when it comes to these two games. Now, when it comes to Star Trek Online, well, I really love it. It's true to the universe, different factions, and they're still expanding with more factions, but I also really think there is really a limited choice right now. Also in the role choices, you can be engineer, scientist, or tactical. Really? There's 8 different roles in the universe, and you only choose the 3 main. Come on, guys. Let players have more. However, it's free to play, and that's fine. I really love it. You have free will. You can do whatever you want to. You got a lot of different ships, weapons, and so on. And it really is what you see in the series and in the movies of this universe. And I love it. It's so good. Of course, some unlocks you have to earn money. The money that I mentioned before, you also need for Champions Online. That's the only problem, but there's an easy way to get them, and you can get it once a day, so don't worry your head about it, and you're really gonna love it if you play it. Now, I would give Star Trek Online a 5 out of 5 Triceratops skulls. You might think, hey, why did you end up with the 2 best games then on your list? Well, this is my personal list. This is the games I like. But anyways, you guys, it has been so great sharing this with you, and I hope to be able to share more of this with you at some later point. Of course, I will make another list at some point, but for now, go down in the comment, leave your top 10 or top 5 only if you want to, about what is your favorite MMORPGs. And until next time, my name is Histor. It's been so great to see you guys, and I hope to see you guys again in the next episode here on the channel. So goodbye.